So yesterday you know that one of the colligative property, that is relative loading of vapor pressure. Today to discuss the depression in freezing point, that is denoted by the symbol delta Tf. Now, so what is meant by depression in freezing point? Before that, the freezing point of the substance is a solid phase is in dynamic equilibrium with the liquid phase called freezing point. That is, the freezing point of a substance is the solid phase is in dynamic equilibrium with the liquid phase. That is, the equilibrium, that is dynamic equilibrium, is attained between the solid and liquid state at a certain temperature is called as a freezing point. Now it can be defined as the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the substance is in its liquid phase is equal to the vapor pressure of the substance in solid phase. That at a temperature, at a certain temperature, the vapor pressure of the liquid substance is in equilibrium with the vapor pressure of the solid phase. That is, a solution will freeze when its vapor pressure is equal to the vapor pressure of the pure solid solvent. When you draw the graph of the vapor pressure against the temperature in Kelvin scale, that so when you go on decreasing the temperature, that is the vapor pressure of the liquid phase is decreases. At a certain temperature it gets solidified. This is the solvent. This is the solvent. Suppose now a solution will freeze, that is, it converted into the solid state when its vapor pressure equal to the vapor pressure of the pure solid solvent. According to the Raoult's law, when a non-volatile solid is added to the solvent, its vapor pressure is decreases and it becomes equal to the solid solvent at a lower temperature. Thus, the freezing point of the solvent is decreases. Now, this is the freezing point of the pure solvent. Means when go on decreasing the temperature, the vapor pressure of the solvent decreases, so that when the liquid is converted into the solid state, that is, it gets freezes. Suppose if you add the non-volatile solute, so as you know that the vapor pressure of the solvent is get decreases at a constant temperature according to Raoult's law. If we add the non-volatile solute into the solvent, the vapor pressure go on decreases and the temperature go on decreases. At a certain temperature, the solvent, not the solute, the solvent get solidifies, so that the freezing point of the solvent is get decreases. Suppose, and this freezing point of the solvent, that is freezing point of the solution, is denoted as Tf. Now this is the called as frozen solvent. Frozen solvent. Now this is denoted as freezing point of the solution, and this is denoted as freezing point of the solvent. This difference in freezing point of the solution to the freezing this difference in freezing point of the solvent to the freezing point of the solution is called as depression in freezing point. This is called as depression in depress means decrease in freezing point and denoted as delta TF. So now as I already said, TF naught is the freezing point of the solvent and TF is the freezing point of the solution. Solution indicates the solvent get freezes converted into the solid state at a certain temperature. Then, so depression of freezing point of a dilute solution is directly proportional to the molality of the solution. By definition, the depression in freezing point of dilute solution is directly proportional to the molality of the solution. So, assign this is equation 1. Or I want to remove the proportionality sign, taking the constant term Kf into m. Assign equation number 2, where Kf is constant, and which depends on the nature of the solvent, known as freezing point constant or depression constant or the molal depression constant, may called as cryoscopic constant. Then what is the unit of this cryoscopic constant? So usually the question, one mark question is asked, write the unit of cryoscopic constant or freezing point constant. The unit of cryoscopic constant is the Kelvin kg per mole, because if you observe the Kf, keep Kf constant, now remains as it is delta Tf divided by m. Now the unit of delta Tf is Kelvin and this is the mole per kg of the solvent. So when you take the numerator, it becomes Kelvin kg per mole. So this is the unit of the cryoscopic constant. Now we want to prove that the depression of freezing point is a one of the colligative property, that according to the statement, these are the properties of the dilute solution which depend upon the number of solute particles in the solution. So now if you want to take W2 is the mass of the solute and our molecular mass is M2, get added into the W1 gram of, that is W1 kg of the solvent. So therefore, according to the definition of molarity, so M is equal to W2 divided by M2 whole divided by W1 by 1000. So when you simplify, you will get 1000 into W2 divided by W1 into M2. See that according to the definition of molarity, it is the number of moles of the solute get dissolved in the 1 kg of the solvent. Dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent, that is called as molarity. Now when you substitute this value in equation 2, we get delta Tf is equal to Kf into m, molarity, is equal to 1000 into W2 divided by W1 into M2. That is equation number 3. See that keep the constant, keep the values of Kf, W1, M2 is remains constant, and 1000 is constant. See that the delta TF is directly proportional to the W2. As the number of grams of the solute is increases, non-volatile solute is increases, now the value of delta TF is increases. It shows that the depression in freezing point, that is decrease in freezing point, is directly proportional to the number of grams or number of moles of the solute added into it. So therefore we prove that delta TF is directly proportional to W2. Knowing that is W1, M2 and KF remains constant. Now after knowing this one, by the equation we can calculate the molecular mass of the non-volatile solute. How? M2 is equal to Kf into 1000 into W2 whole divided by delta TF into W1. Assign equation number 4. By this equation, we have to calculate the molecular mass of the non-volatile solute. So the Kf is given, and we know the mass of non-volatile solute added, and delta TF is given. So that is the freezing point of the solvent is known, that is TF naught. When you add the known mass of the non-volatile solute, and we can readily determine the TF. By this formula we can calculate the TF, delta TF. So substitute this value, and W1 is known, that is how much the mass of solvent taken. So we can substitute all these values, we can readily calculate the M2. So in the exam usually a question is asked that, so calculate the molecular mass of the non-volatile solute by giving the mass of solute and mass of the solvent and depression in freezing point of the solvent and solution, we can readily calculate. So we prove that the depression in freezing point is one of the colligative property. Thus for determining the molar mass of the solute, we should know the value of W1, W2, delta TF and KF. So this is about the what depression in freezing point. Now, so see that once again, when you add the, as you know that according to the Rolle's law, when we add the non-volatile solute, this is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent, that is P1 naught. When we add the non-volatile solute, the vapor pressure is get decreases. That P1 is the vapor pressure of the solution. As you know that P1 is always less than the P1 naught. That is vapor at a constant temperature, the vapor pressure of the solution get decreases. This decrease in vapor pressure of the solvent to the vapor pressure of the solution is called as lowering of vapor pressure. Lowering of vapor pressure. Therefore, when you add the non-volatile solute into the solvent, the freezing point of the solvent get decreases. Means it is the way of converting the liquid state into the solid state at a certain temperature. This is called as depression in freezing point. Okay, so usually in the exam there is a 4-mark question. So to calculate the molecular mass, or in some times we calculate the knowing the W1 delta T of M2 Kf, we can calculate the mass of the solute added. So thank you. Tomorrow to discuss another property.